We begin with breaking news at noon here on KDKA. The second man charged in a Dravosburg crash that killed a 15-year-old Sarah Catholic student faced sentencing today. Our Ross Godotti was in the courtroom as he was sentenced and spoke with that young victim's father afterward. Ross, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Erica. You can obviously imagine it was a very, very emotional courtroom. Found guilty in May of multiple counts of recklessly endangering the lives of several people and other charges. Andrew Voigt, is, in fact, as we speak, headed to prison for 16 to 54 months. Today's sentencing hearing heard from several of Voigt's friends and relatives who told Judge Bruce Beamer that Voigt is a very good man who made a bad error and is driving from the crash scene in September of 2023 in Dravosburg was his reaction to alleged PTSD he suffered during military service. When it was the supporters of Samantha Kalkbrenner to address the court, they called Voigt's excuses and actions that day preposterous, and his attempt to hide the vehicle and scrape stickers off of it after the incident shows that Voigt knew exactly what he was doing. Now, when Voigt got a chance to speak, he said he was sorry to everybody involved and that people make mistakes. And then at the very end of his statement, asked everyone in the courtroom to recite the Lord's Prayer. We spoke to Samantha's parents, her father in particular, after the hearing.
And I know some people that are seriously medicated for their PTSD, but they don't use that as an excuse for bad behavior. They just don't. Service members don't do that. It's a problem. It's treatable. People get treated every day, but they don't use it as an excuse. And it seemed to me that the defense wanted to use that as an excuse. And, well, that made me mad. Thanks, guys.
And Erica, we talked to Voigt's defense attorney about the fact that he was actually going behind bars because he had asked essentially for supervision and maybe some other things. And when we asked him if he was surprised, he said, to say the least. After the sentencing, Voigt seemed genuinely shocked and shook his head. And when he stood up to be escorted from the courtroom, he seemed to waver as if he was going to faint. And he was finally cuffed and then removed from the courtroom, where he is now headed to the Allegheny County Jail, eventually headed to the state system to serve his sentence. We're going to have a lot more for you on this and some other reactions from Samantha's parents. That's all coming up later on KDKA-TV News. Right now, downtown, Ross Godotti, KDKA-TV News. Erica?